Action.
Body in the blood?
Catherine.
Body in the blood. The body in the blood. The body in the blood.
Catherine.
The body in the blood. The body in the blood.
Making a decent sequel is hard at the best of times, but when you're following in the footsteps of a bona fide classic, you best come correct or there'll be trouble. Cinema history is littered with failed follow-ups to iconic movies. If you had to rank the worst of all time, you'd probably include such stinkers as Jaws, The Revenge, Staying Alive, The Crow, Wicked Prayer. Don't worry, you're not the only one who hasn't seen it. And arguably 6 of the 7 Police Academy movies.
One more ping out of you, Jonesy. I'm going to tape your lips permanently together.
There's one other sequel that has earned an ignominious place in movie-making history, and that's Exorcist 2: Heretic. It arrived in 1977, a mere 4 years after the original, and also starred Linda Blair, aka the kid from the first movie who had the spinning head and penchant for projectile puking. Max von Sydow also reprised his role as the priest who exorcises demons, not to be confused with exercising demons, an activity many of us undertake on a Friday night at the pub after work. Despite those key cast members returning, Deliverance director John Borman gave us a shocker that was literally laughed out of cinemas and is now considered one of the worst movies of all time. Turns out the late great William Friedkin and his genre-defining horror masterpiece, The Exorcist, was a tough act to follow. So bear that in mind when you watch The Exorcist Believer, which comes from the same creative team, director David Gordon Green and actor-turned-writer Danny McBride. Just like they did with Halloween, this duo take the Exorcist franchise back to its iconic roots, offering a direct sequel to Friedkin's original. After an excellent opening sequence that depicts a tragedy in Haiti, the film picks up the action just over a decade later in small-town America, where a single dad named Victor, played by Hamilton star Leslie Odom Jr, is raising a young daughter. When his beloved Angela goes missing with her schoolmate Catherine, only to turn up 3 days later with no memory of what happened, things start to get weird.
Angela, can you tell your dad how long you were gone?
A few hours.
Baby, you've been gone 3 days.
So weird, in fact, Victor is forced to reluctantly accept the kids might be in the grip of a demonic possession, and he enlists the help of Friedkin's lead character, Chris McNeil, with Oscar-winner Ellen Burstyn reprising the role.
You have some experience with possession.
Yes, more than I'd like.
As awesome as that is, and despite solid performances from Odom Jr. and the possessed kids, Lidya Jewett and newcomer Olivia O'Neill, Exorcist Believer doesn't quite turn an engrossing slow burn start to a big payoff by the end. It's not overtly playing for a sequel, but it also doesn't fully satisfy, and it ends up somewhere in the middle. That said, it's the best of 5 Exorcist movies since Friedkin's original. The Exorcist Believer gets 2.5 stars.